It's game four of our all New York series in this Great Teams of the Past Season 2 battle between the 1922 New York Giants and the 1927 New York Yankees. It's been all Yankees to this point. Yankees won the first three games in this series. They are looking for the sweep over the Giants. Giants entered this series with the best winning percentage in the league, but Yankees have caught fire and have now moved into first place themselves with an 11-4 record. Giants now 6-5. Recapping the first three games, hopefully you caught the broadcast of game one. Yankees won that one 5-2. Bob Meusel had a two-run homer in the first inning. Remember that name. And the Yankees led 5-1 after just three innings, went on to win 5-2. In game two, the Giants led 6-3 going to the ninth inning. Top of the ninth, the Yankees scored five times. Bob Meusel led off with a solo homer. Babe Ruth later had a two-run triple. Yankees win game two, 8-6. That comeback made Urban Shocker the first 4-0 pitcher in the league. Game three, Yankees won that one 7-4. Giants rallied to tie it at three in the top of the eighth, but in the bottom of the eighth, the Yankees scored four times. Guess who? Bob Meusel again launched a two-run home run, and then Mark Koenig had a two-run single. So it's been all Yankees so far. And here in game four, as they go for the sweep, they've got their ace on the mound. Giants not looking good. Their best hitter is injured for this one. So that's what we're facing. Recapping other parts in also recapping earlier in week four of this Great Teams of the Past season. 1929 Cubs swept the 1922 Browns. The 1927 Pirates took 3-4 from the 1930 Cardinals. Still to come, the 1925 Senators will face the 1919 Reds. And then off this week, the 1920 Indians. So starting lineups for today. Giants, the visiting team. Dave Bancroft will lead off and play shortstop. Heine Grove plays third base. Frankie Frisch is the second baseman. Irish Musel's in left field, batting cleanup. Ross Youngs is in right field. George Kelly is the first baseman. Taking over in center field today is Bill Cunningham. Casey Stengel, hitting .351 on the season for the Giants, injured himself sliding into second base in game three and is out of this contest. Frank Snyder will bat eighth and play catcher, and the starting pitcher for the Giants is Jesse Barnes. Barnes 2-0 after two starts, 4.00 ERA so far. For the Yankees, Murderers Row, all of them, almost all of them hitting very well. Earl Combs, the leadoff, plays center field. Mark Koenig's a shortstop. Babe Ruth is in right field. Lou Gehrig is at first base. Bob Meusel, again, he's homered in three straight games, plays left field. Tony Lazzari's at second base. Joe Dugan's at third base. Pat Collins is the catcher, and the Yankees have their ace on the mound, Waite Hoyt. Hoyt in three starts, 2-1 record with a 2.03 earned run average. So let's get this one started. Giants will lead off here in the top of the first. It'll be Dave Bancroft. Bancroft hitting .213 on the season, but 5 for 14 in this series. We'll get things started by hitting a ground ball on the right side. Tony Lazzari has it, throws over to first for the first out. Here's Heine Groh. Groh, one of three Giants hitting less than 200 on the season, and Groh is at a team worst 146. He is just 1 for 12 in this series. And ground ball into the hole. Mark Koenig has it, throws over to first, and gets him by a step. 2 away. Here's Frankie Frisch. Frisch, 327 hitter in 1922, but just 174 so far this season. He is 4 for 13 in this series. He'll hit a fly ball into center field, no problem for Earl Combs. And that is a 1-2-3 inning for Waite Hoyt. Here come the Yankees in the bottom of the first. Earl Combs to lead things off. Combs hitting 338 this season. He is 9 for 14 in this series and had a 5 for 5 game in one of them. He will get his 10th hit of the series as Earl Combs lines one into center field. He is on with a base hit. That'll bring up Mark Koenig. Koenig batting just 207, but is 4 for 11 in this series. He will hit a fly ball to right field. Ross Youngs will make that catch. Runner will stay at first base. And here is Babe Ruth. Not having a great series, just 3 for 14. That has lowered his batting average to 294 on the season. 5 home runs in 15 games, just tied for third in the league. He looks at ball 1 and he looks at ball 2. Then he looks at ball 3 and he looks at ball 4. So Ruth is on first and second for Lou Gehrig. Gehrig batting 316 on the season, 4 for 12 in this series. Came into this week with 14 runs scored, which tied him for first in the league. He's since scored 4 more times. He's up to 18. Here is a chance to drive in some runs. He will not. Fly ball to center field that Cunningham will catch. Runners will stay put. That's 2 out for Bob Meusel. Said his name a lot in the intro. Bob Meusel, the best hitter in the league so far at this point. He is batting 443 through 15 games. He has homered in 3 straight games to give him 5 on the season. 17 of his 27 hits so far this season have gone for extra bases. In this series, he is 6 for 12 with 3 home runs. Chance to get the Yankees some runs here. First and second, 2 outs. And Bob Meusel rolls a 66. We're going to his second column. Runs are going to score. He rolls a 22. And Bob Meusel, drive to left. It's gone. 4 straight games with a home run for Bob Meusel. Unbelievable. He has now 6 on the season, a team high. Oh my goodness. It is 3-0 Yankees in the bottom of the first. And here comes Tony Lazzeri. Lazzeri hitting 288 on the season. He is 4 for 9 in this series. Ground ball to first base, no problem for George Kelly. Side is retired, but the Yankees, 3 runs on 2 hits. And how about Bob Meusel with that 3-run home run? We go to the second. Another Meusel comes to the plate. This is Irish Meusel for the Giants. He is hitting just 196 on the season, is 0 for 10 in this series. Ground ball left side. Third baseman Dugan has it. Over to first, 1 out. Here is Ross Youngs. Youngs hitting 250 this season, 2 for 12 in this series. Fly ball to left. Bob Meusel has to make a run for it, but he will get there and makes the catch. 2 outs, and here is George Kelly. Kelly, with Stengel out, top hitter in the lineup for the Giants, batting .310 this season. He's got 2 home runs. One of them came in game 2 of this series, and he is 5 for 11 in the past 3 games. This time, just bouncer back to the mound. Hoyt has it, and he throws over to first. Another 1-2-3 inning for Waite Hoyt. So here are the Yankees, bottom of the second with a 3-0 lead. Joe Dugan to lead things off. Dugan hitting a team worst 125, just 1 for 12 in this series. Really the only Yankee. Ruth hasn't hit great, but Dugan the only Yankee struggling in this series. Yankees have raised their team batting average to 282 this year. So here's Dugan. And ground ball, right side. Frankie Frisch has it. Oh, but he throws it away. And Joe Dugan is aboard on an error. So he's on first, nobody out. Here is Pat Collins. Collins, 4 for 10 in this series, has raised his season average to 315. Jesse Barnes will strike him out for the first out. Here is Waite Hoyt. So far this season, Hoyt 3 for 9 at the plate. With Dugan on first, though, he's going to look to bunt him over. Barnes pitch. Hoyt takes it. It's off Snyder's glove. The catcher has a passed ball. And Joe Dugan advances to second base. So Hoyt will look to bunt now with the runner on second and 1 out. He is successful, gets it down left side. The third baseman, Groh, only play is over to first. Dugan advances to third. And now Earl Combs comes up, 2 outs, runner on third. Combs started the game with a single. Can't come through here, though. Ground ball, third baseman Groh has it. Throws it over to first for the third out. So, still 3-0 Yankees. We go to the top of the third. Here is Bill Cunningham. Cunningham 2 for 3 at the plate this season. 2 for 2 in this series. I think all of that is as a pinch hitter, but gets the start today as Casey Stengel was hurt late in Game 3. Cunningham, bouncer, right side. Tony Lazzeri has it, and he gets the first out. Here is the catcher, Frank Snyder. Snyder hitting 279 on the season, 4 for 12 in this series. Well hit ball in the hole. Koenig able to make the stop, throws over to first, gets him by half a step. And that's out number 2. So here is Jesse Barnes, the pitcher. Barnes 1 for 7 at the plate this season. He hits a ground ball down the third base line. Dugan able to make the stop, throws over to first. Another 1-2-3 inning for Waite Hoyt. That's 9 up, 9 down. We go to the fourth. We go to the bottom of the third. Mark Koenig to lead things off. Koenig 0 for 1. Ground ball. The shortstop, Bancroft, has it over to first. It's 1 out. Here's Babe Ruth, who walked in the first inning. He will line one into center field. It will fall in for a base hit. Fourth hit of the series for Ruth. Luke Gehrig comes to the plate. Gehrig 0 for 1. Oh no. Ground ball to short. Bancroft has it, throws it to second. Frisch covering second is out. He gets Ruth out, but Ruth, who slides into second, comes up injured. So, unfortunately, that is going to be it for Babe Ruth today. Bummer. That's the second out. We'll have to find Ruth a replacement. Not a great series for Babe Ruth. I believe he left another game injured, I think, in this series. So, well, here we go. Bob Meusel, 3-run homer in the first inning, has homered in all 4 games of this series. He had just 8 of them in 1927 and has somehow caught fire in this league. Not this time, though, as Barnes strikes out Meusel for the 3rd out. So we unfortunately have to find a replacement for Babe Ruth. Looks like that will be Cedric Durst. And we go to the 4th. Dave Bancroft to lead off. 0 for 1. Hoyt, a grade A pitcher, turns what could have been a hit into a pop fly. Joe Dugan has it for the 1st out. Here's Heine Groh, 0 for 1. And that will be the first hit of the game as Groh hits one in the opposite field, drops in front of Durst in right field, and the Giants have their first hit, their first base runner. Frankie Frisch comes to the plate. He is 0 for 1. Ground ball to short. Koenig has it, flips it to Lazzeri on to first, double play. So the first hit of the game for the Giants, but the double play means Waite Hoyt has faced the minimum 12 batters through 4 innings. Bottom 4, here's Tony Lazzeri to lead things off. He is 0 for 1. Well hit ball into center field, but Bill Cunningham's going to track it down, make the catch for the first out. Here's Joe Dugan, reached base on an error his first time up. And another, I think this is what he did in the first inning, ground ball right side. Frankie Frisch should have it, but it's through his legs. That's another error. Joe Dugan once again reaches base on the error. So 1 out, runner on board. Pat Collins at the plate. Pops it up, foul territory behind the plate. Frank Snyder, the catcher, has it, and that is the 2nd out. Waite Hoyt comes up. He sacrificed his first time up with 2 outs. He will swing away this time. Comebacker, the pitcher. Barnes has it. Throws over to first. Side retired. Still 3-0 Yankees as we head to the top of the 5th. Irish Meusel to lead things off. 0 for 1. Ground ball toward third base. Joe Dugan has it. Over to first for the first out. Ross Youngs is 0 for 1. Ground ball right side. Tony Lazzeri gets the out at first. 2 away. Here's George Kelly. And came into today with a 310 average. He is 0 for 1. He hits a fly ball into center field, which Earl Combs will catch. And another 1-2-3 inning for Waite Hoyt. Bottom 5, top of the order for the Yankees. Earl Combs coming up for the 3rd time. He is 1 for 2. He is 10 for 16 in this series. This time, however, doesn't get much on it. Hits it back to the pitcher. Barnes fields it. Throws over to first for out number 1. Mark Koenig's 0 for 2. Ground ball toward third base. Heine Groh fields it. Throws over to first for the 2nd out. Here is the replacement for Babe Ruth, who went out injured, running the bases earlier. Cedric Durst. This is his first plate appearance of the season. Batted .248 in 1927. Ground ball up the middle. Frisch able to make the play on this one. Over to first. Gets the third out. So Barnes, 1-2-3 inning. And we go to the sixth. Bill Cunningham to lead things off. 0 for 1s today. Fly ball into right field. Caught by Durst. Here's Frank Snyder. 0 for 1. 33. He gets to roll on his second column. Snyder lines one into left center field. It's going to roll to the wall. Snyder's into second base with a double. And his fifth hit of this series. Second hit of the game for the Giants. And now here's the pitcher, Jesse Barnes. He will look to bunt Snyder over to third. He will do so successfully. Waite fields it, throws over to first. Snyder moves on to third. And it puts the Giants' potential first run 90 feet away. Bancroft 0 for 2. Came in today just hitting .213. And Hoyt strikes him out. Strands the runner on third base. It is still 3-0 Yankees. We go to the bottom of the sixth. Lou Gehrig to lead things off. He is 0 for 2. He will put one into the right center field gap. It's in there for a hit. Lou Gehrig's going to stretch it into a double. And that is Lou Gehrig's fifth hit of the series. It is his eighth double of the season. Bob Meusel 1 for 2, 3-run homer this first time up, struck out his second time up. He now, after that 3-run homer, has 21 RBI on the season, which I'm pretty sure leads the league. He's got a chance for another one here with Lou Gehrig on second. Nobody out. Not this time, however. Meusel pops it up in foul territory on the left-hand side. Heine Groh, the third baseman, makes the catch, and that's one out. There's Tony Lazzeri, who's 0 for 2. And Lazzeri puts one into the left center field gap. Meusel and Cunningham are going to chase after it. Gehrig's going to score easily. Tony Lazzeri's into second with an RBI double. It is 4-0 Yankees. They scored 3 in the first. We've had a lot of zeros since then, but here in the bottom of the sixth, Yankees score again 4-0. That'll bring up Joe Dugan. He has reached base on twice on errors. And for the third straight at bat, I believe, he hits a ground ball to Frankie Frisch. This time, Frisch makes the play, but that does give Lazzeri the opportunity to advance to third base. So runner on third, 2 outs for Pat Collins, who is 0 for 2. Ground ball to short. Should be an easy one for Dave Bancroft, but he boots it. Another error for the Giants, and this one is costly as Tony Lazzeri will score. 5-0 Yankees. So Waite Hoyt comes to the plate, 0 for 1 with a sacrifice bunt. He'll swing away with 2 outs, and he will pop one up left side. Tiny Grow will make the catch for the 3rd out. 2 more runs for the Yankees. They now have 5 runs on 5 hits. Waite Hoyt comes back out in the 7th, throwing so far a 2-hit shutout through 6 innings. Tiny Grow to lead things off. He is 1 for 2 today. And he now is 2 for 3 as Grow collects the Giants' 3rd hit of the game. Leadoff single. That'll bring up Frankie Frisch, 0 for 2. He looks at ball 1 and ball 2. And then hits a fly ball into center field. Earl Combs has it for the 1st out. Irish Meusel comes to the plate, 0 for 2 today. He is going to get a hold of one, drive it into right center field for a base hit. Tiny Grow is going to advance to 3rd base. And Giants may have something going here. Runners on the corners with 1 out. On the first pitch, Irish Meusel will steal 2nd base. Now runners on 2nd and 3rd with 1 out for Ross Youngs. 5-0 lead. Yankees will play deep. Youngs, that 33, gets to roll on his 2nd column. Something good here. Youngs lines one into right field. Durst is going to have to chase after it. Grow will score. Meusel will score. Ross Youngs will slide into 2nd with a 2-run double, cutting the Yankees' lead to 5-2. So Youngs, just his 3rd hit of the series, but it's a big one as it gets the Giants on the board. Chance for more. Runner on 2nd, 1 out for George Kelly. He is 0 for 2. 8 RBI on the season. Just tied for the team high. Chance for one here. Nope. Fly ball to center field. Not deep enough. Earl Combs will make the catch. And Ross Youngs will have to stay put at 2nd base. 2 outs for Bill Cunningham, making his first start of the season. He is 0 for 2. And pops it up. No problem for Mark Koenig. Giants are retired, but they do score 2 runs. And it is 5-2 Yankees as we enjoy the 7th inning stretch. Bottom 7. Here's Earl Combs, 1 for 3. 10 hits in this series. Let's make that 11. Combs hits one into center field, falls in front of Bill Cunningham. He's got another hit. That'll bring up Mark Koenig. Might have considered sacrificing here with Ruth if Ruth was coming up next, but he's not, so we'll let Koenig swing away. Hard hit ball to 3rd base. Grow able to knock it down. His only play is to 1st. He does get the out. Combs advancing to 2nd base. So runner on 2nd, 1 out for Cedric Durst. Replacement for Babe Ruth. He is 0 for 1. He hits a ground ball to 3rd base. Grow has it. He looks Combs back to 2nd. Throws over to 1st for out number 2. That'll bring up Lou Gehrig, 1 for 3. Doubled his last time up. First base open. They pitch carefully to Gehrig and they walk him. But that will bring up Bob Meusel, 1 for 3 today. 3-run homer, though, so can he drive in some more runs here for the Yankees? He does not. Meusel strikes out for the second time. So here we go, the Giants. Top of the 8th. Frank Snyder, the catcher, to lead things off. 1 for 2, doubled his last time up. And Snyder comes through with his second hit of the day. He's on board with a single. That brings us to the pitcher, Jesse Barnes. He is going to be pinch hit for. Barnes has given up 5 runs on 6 hits in 7 innings. I'm thinking not all of them were earned, though. 5 runs, 4 of them were earned. So we need a pinch hitter for the Giants. It'll be Johnny Rawlings. Rawlings, 3 for 5 this season in limited action. Down 5-2, he'll be swinging away. And he makes contact, but routine fly ball to left. Bob Meusel will make the catch for the first out. Back to the top of the order. Here's Dave Bancroft, 0 for 3. And Hoyt strikes him out for the second out. 2 outs, runner on first. Heine Groh, 2 for 3. Should mention after Snyder's single, both the Yankees and the Giants, both with 6 hits on the day. Heine Groh, 2 for 3, looking for more. He does, 66. He gets to roll in his second column. Good chance he's going to have a run score, 51. Doubles down the right field line. There are 2 outs. Frank Snyder's going to score all the way from second base. Groh comes through. And it is 5-3 Yankees. They were up 5-0. Now the Giants have scored 3 straight. Frankie Frisch will come up. Frisch is 0 for 3. Came in today hitting just 174 on the season, despite being a 327 hitter in 1922. Hit hard up the middle. Great play by Mark Koenig. Makes a stop over to first for the third out. 1 more for the Giants. Chipping away at that lead, but they're going to be down to the last 3 outs. Before that, though, bottom of the 8th, Tony Lazzeri to lead things off. We do need to find a new pitcher for the Giants. They've had to use their pen a lot here, so we'll see who's available. It'll be Claude Jonard coming in to pitch. Hasn't pitched particularly well. 3 relief appearances, a 1-1 record with a 6.23 ERA. He will face bottom part of the order, starting with Tony Lazzeri. Lazzeri 1 for 3, doubled his last time up. Lazzeri has another base hit. Yankees 7th of the game. I'll bring up Joe Dugan. Dugan 0 for 3, but has reached twice on errors. Jonard strikes him out for the first out. Here's Pat Collins, 0 for 3. Made it on base on an error last time up. Collins Little dribbler left side. Groh has to come in barehanded. Over to first. Not in time. Collins is aboard on the infield single. So it's 5-3 Yankees. Waite Hoyt comes to the mound. He's given up 3 runs in the last 2 innings. The Yankees do have Wilcie Moore in the pen ready to go. So we are going to call it a day for Waite Hoyt. And the Yankees will bring up John Grabowski to pinch hit. Grabowski, 2 for 5 at the plate this season. He was a .277 hitter in 1927. He's got runners on first and second with 1 out. Looking to add to the lead. Oh, goodness. Frankie Frisch is having a howler. He boots this one. Another error. I believe that is his third. I believe that is the 4th of the game for the Giants. And now the bases are loaded with 1 out. We are back to the top of the order. Earl Combs, he is 2 for 4. He is 11 for 18 in this series. He's got the bases loaded. And he does it again. Singles into right field. Everyone's going to move up 1 base. Tony Lazzeri will score. 6-3, New York Yankees. So Koenig comes to the plate. He is 0 for 4 today. And he will line one into right field. It will get down for a base hit. 1 run will score. They're going to hold up John Grabowski at third. It is now 7-3 Yankees. And we have seen enough of Claude Jonnard. Giants will make another pitching change. It'll be... I don't want to bring in somebody wild here with the bases loaded, so we'll bring in Jack Scott. Scott has pitched an inning and a third in 2 relief appearances. No decisions. He hasn't allowed any runs. He's facing a bases loaded situation here. Giants trailing 7-3. Cedric Durst comes to the plate. Durst is 0 for 2. There is 1 out. And Durst hits one back to the pitcher. Scott goes home with it. Snyder throws it, then on to first. Double play. But after the Giants had made it a 2-run game, the Yankees come back with 2 in the bottom of the 8th, and it is now 7-3. Giants, their last chance to avoid the sweep. Yankees looking to finish them off. We do need a new pitcher for the Yankees. And no longer a safe situation, but they'll still bring out their bullpen ace, Wilcie Moore. Moore this season. 6 relief appearances, 0-1 with a 4.76 ERA, 3 saves. That might lead the league. He'll begin by facing Irish Meusel. Meusel 1 for 3. Ground ball to short. Koenig has it over to first. First out. Here's Ross Young's 1 for 3. Doubled his last time up. Drove in 2 runs in the 7th with that double. And Wilcie Moore strikes him out for out number 2. 2 outs. Giants down to their last out. It's George Kelly. He is 0 for 3 today. Oh, but he's still alive. Kelly, hard hit ball. It's good for a hit into right field. He's on first. And now Bill Cunningham comes to the plate. He is 0 for 3. Yep. Cunningham comes through with a single. He singles into right center. Durst has it. George Kelly able to advance to third base. Then on the first pitch to Frank Snyder, Cunningham steals second. So, second and third, 2 outs. Snyder having a good day, 2 for 3, single and a double. But this time, all he can do is pop one up. Shortstop Koenig calls for it. He makes the catch, and that is the ball game. The 27 New York Yankees win this one over the 1922 New York Giants 7-3. Giants 3 runs on 9 hits. They made 4 errors, left 5 runners on base. The Yankees 7 runs on 10 hits, no errors. They left 8 runners on. The Yankees finish off the 4-game sweep of their 10 hits. Earl Combs, what a series he had. 3 for 5 today. Combs, 12 for 19 in this series. He's probably hitting about, came into today batting .338, probably close to .350 now. Tony Lazzeri, the only other player with 2 hits for the Yankees. Gehrig and Lazzeri had doubles. Bob Meusel, 3-run home run in the first inning. Waite Hoyt, solid 8 innings of work, gave up 7 hits, 3 runs, no walks, struck out 2. Waite Hoyt now 3-1 through his 4 starts. Wilcie Moore had some trouble. He gave up a couple hits in the 9th inning, but no runs scored against him. For the Giants, they had 9 hits total, 3 of them by Heine Groh, 2 of them by Frank Snyder. Ross Youngs drove in a pair of runs with a double. Groh had the other RBI. Barnes, Jesse Barnes, the loser, he falls to 2-1. He gave up 5 runs, 4 of them earned in 7 innings, giving up 6 hits and 2 walks while striking out 3. Claude Gennard did not pitch well, briefly in relief, 1/3 of an inning, 4 hits, 2 earned runs. Jack Scott came in, pitched to 1 batter, got a double play. So, the New York Yankees, after this 4-game sweep of the Giants, have taken over first place in the league. They are now 12-4. The Giants came into this week number 1 in winning percentage, but after 4 losses, they have now dropped to 500 overall at 6-6. That is it for this series. You can head over to rogersportsgames.com for the series recaps, box scores, team stats, and more. Coming up, the last series of week number 4, 1925 Senators against the 1919 Reds. Not sure if we'll do any YouTube broadcasts of that one, but soon as that recap gets posted, then we will have the week 4 recap with the standings and league leaders. So again, check out rogersportsgames.com if you'd like to see all those recaps, box scores, stats, and more. So we close things out from Yankee Stadium. Final score Yankees 7, Giants 3. Appreciate you watching. Please like and subscribe if you enjoyed it.